It's Miss Larashi here, your college and career counselor. I hope you're having a great day and have moved through several of those items on your homeroom activity. What I want to talk with you now is specifically to college students, college-bound students. We're going to spend a little bit of time here just reviewing on school links because there are some areas where I just want to make sure that we're not missing things. And then there's a video that I want to share with you about starting the financial aid process. So let's go ahead and get started. Here on School Links, this is your dashboard or your home page. As a reminder, you do have a to-do list. One of the items in that to-do list that you might be asked to complete would be a letter of recommendation brag sheet. Some of our teachers and counselors want you to complete that brag sheet to help them write your letter, so that's where you find it. Events, we still have a lot of events going on. Some colleges still coming to visit, some other types of events, so this is where you'll find it. You would click on the event to register for it, and then it will show up in your reminders. But let's go ahead and jump right into the college application process. So you'll go to colleges on the left and college applications. And on your homeroom lesson, I also have linked my handout that's college application steps. So if you're just getting started applying, that's perfectly fine. I would recommend that you really work hard to get your application submitted by December 1. That is a priority deadline for many schools as well as scholarships. So the very first step always for a college is to apply to the college. You can apply on the college website. You can use the common application, which will allow you to apply to multiple schools, but it does take longer to fill out. Or you can use the common Black College application. It does not matter how you apply. Just choose whatever is most efficient for you. So, after you apply to a college, your second step is going to be requesting your transcript from Pattonville. The only way we request transcripts is through School Links. So there's no need to email me or send any other kinds of communication. You just need to go to School Links. So here under the colleges and college application section, you're going to click Add Application in the top right corner. And many of you have already done this. Thank you so much for getting this done. Next, you're going to type the full name of the school that you want a transcript for. So we're going to use University of Mississippi, and then we're going to add the application. The next page is going to ask you, how did you apply to the University of Mississippi? Did you use the common application? If you did, the system will immediately ask you to connect your common application account to School Links so that those two systems can share data. Okay, and I'll show you that in just a moment. If you used the college's website, then you click School Specific and go to the bottom and click Save Application. Next page, you'll see now that your transcript has been triggered. I will send your transcript within 5 school days. Please be aware of that processing time and when we are out of school. So if you request a transcript over Thanksgiving break, that's perfectly fine, but I'm not going to be sending your transcript during Thanksgiving break because that is not a school working day. So please be aware of that, especially with Thanksgiving and Christmas break coming up. If you are eligible for a fee waiver, it will also generate that, and I will verify that through PowerSchool. On the left-hand side is a checklist for you. So it's just a reminder that you need to finish your application, and then if you're going to send test scores, that is your responsibility, and you can check these items off for yourself. In the middle would be if a teacher recommendation is required. So I'll show you an example of that. In the case of Mississippi, they do not allow teacher recommendations. You can click the back button, and now you can see, this is Pete Pirate, so it's a sample, but you can see that University of Mississippi has been added to our list of colleges. So this is a great way to keep yourself organized. If you're using the Common App, when you connect those two systems, your Common App schools will automatically populate right here. Okay. If you're not using the Common App, then you have to manually add each application right here. Okay. So let me show you an example of a school such as Harvard that requires a lot of materials. So at any point you can click on the pencil icon and you can look at what that school requires. So this is a good checklist. And right here in the middle, we can see teacher recommendations. So Harvard requires 2 and then an optional 3rd. So here is where you would add the teacher's name. But first, you need to ask the teacher in person. So let's say you asked a teacher, they said, yes, I'd love to write a letter. You need to make sure they've had 2 weeks advance notice. And then you would come here and you would look up that student's name or teacher's name. This is a sample. So let's say that, you asked, Mr. Hall. So you would click his name, you would go to next, fill in some more information, and then add. And his name would show up here, and that would give him access to upload the teacher recommendation letter and send it. Students should not have personal copies of their teacher recommendations for colleges, because colleges will not consider that recommendation legitimate. They want the letter to come directly from the teacher, and that's how we do it. We add the teacher right here. If the college requires a counselor letter, that would be listed over here under counselor documents. Now, there's no way to select a certain counselor in School Links, but you still need to ask a counselor, and it can be any counselor. Many times your 9 to 11 counselor is the person that knows you best, so that might be a good person to ask. You can ask me. You can even ask like a church leader or a coach or a club sponsor if they know you really personally. You can ask a internship supervisor if they know you really personally. The counselor letter is meant to be about you as a person. What are your character traits? So it needs to be somebody that knows you pretty well. So if you need a counselor letter, it will show up here. You would ask that person with 2 weeks notice, and then that person will send the letter to me, and I will send it on to the college. Okay? So I have noticed in School Links, as I am sending documents for you all, that there are a lot of students with colleges that need teacher letters or counselor letters, and they haven't been assigned. So I would highly recommend that you take some time over the weekend and go into School Links, click on the pencil next to each college and see, do you need teacher recommendations or a counselor recommendation? And if you do, make sure that you have asked that person and you have added their name, the teacher name, under each college that you want that letter to go to. You kind of think about it like a doorway. So you have to add the teacher's name to the college so that the door opens for that teacher to send that letter. Okay? So please check that, because I am seeing a lot of unassigned recommendations, which will delay your application process. Okay? The third step on the steps to apply to college is sending your transcripts. Sending your ACT scores or SAT scores. That is your choice. If you wish to send ACT or SAT, you need to do that directly from the ACT or SAT account. The fourth step on the college application steps is the letters of recommendation, which we already talked about. Okay, so again, please jump into School Links, check each college, assign those recommendations if they're needed. All right, let's switch gears now, and I want to run this video for you regarding the FAFSA. So the FAFSA is delayed this year until probably December 1st. And the FAFSA is your financial aid application to see if you can get some money from the government and even sometimes from colleges to help you pay for school. The FAFSA is based on income. So we're going to watch this short video, and then we're going to go back to the lesson. So we're going to watch this together.
Hi, I'm Taylor, a college counselor here to answer your questions and help you on your financial aid journey. Wondering what FAFSA is and why it's important? The free application for federal student aid, known as the FAFSA form, is the application that students complete each year to receive student aid for college or career school. It's important that you fill out the FAFSA form too if you want to receive financial aid. The FAFSA form has a series of questions for you to answer, and it takes most people less than an hour to complete the form. The information you provide will be used to determine your eligibility for federal student aid, and many states will use your information to determine eligibility for state financial aid. This financial aid may include grants, scholarships, work-study funds, and student loans. When you complete the FAFSA form online, you can pick up to 20 schools to receive your information. Those schools will use the information to calculate how much student aid to offer you. Each school will send you an aid offer that details the types and amounts of aid available to you. Financial aid can help you and your family afford college or career school. Submit your FAFSA form to access the largest source of financial aid, federal student aid, as well as financial aid from your school and state. Make sure that you complete the form for every year you plan to attend school. You should submit it as early as possible on or after the day the form launches to meet state, school, and federal deadlines, and to be eligible for as much aid as possible. If you have more questions about the FAFSA process, visit studentaid.gov.
Okay, welcome back. So that's just a little introduction to what's coming with the FAFSA. I'm going to switch over to our lesson for today. So I have also linked on your lesson our financial aid handout. That is a good resource to kind of get you ready for the FAFSA. And, well, all right, well, we'll have to come back to that. Sorry, not sure why. I will have to fix that before your lesson. On this handout, it will just kind of have some of the steps. What I really want to focus on today is number one, if you would like to have some help when the application opens, I have 2 workshops scheduled, December 3rd and December 19th. These will be evening workshops, so you and a parent can come to the workshop and get expert help completing the financial aid application. You will need to sign up for these workshops on School Links under school events so that I know how many people are coming. The FAFSA, again, application for most people takes about 45 minutes if we have everything that we need that day. You are welcome to do the application with your parents at home. It's sort of like doing taxes, so they, have done that before, so they can do the application at home if they choose. Today, I would like for you, if there is time remaining, to create your FSA ID. The ID is your username and password. And so I have this handout linked. Every student who has a social security number will need to create an FSA ID. And at least one parent will need to create an ID. The parent does not need to have a social security number. So this handout, which is linked, will give you everything you need to create the ID. The ID takes about 10 minutes to create. So if you have still time at homeroom, I would say go ahead and let's create the ID. If you do not, you can come back to this handout and do it at home. What you will need to create your student ID is your social security number, your full legal name, your date of birth, a personal email address. Do not use your school address, and your phone number, and your home address. So if you have those things and there are 10 minutes left in homeroom, teachers, I would say let's go ahead and get our college bound students going forward with creating the ID. Let me hop back to our lesson. And you will go to studentaid.gov to create your ID. And on studentaid.gov, students, you will go here to create account to create your student FSA ID. And then click Get Started. And then you will fill out this information. Again, it takes about 10 minutes. And this is something that you can do silently. But you will need, as I said, your full name, your social security number, personal email address, and etc. So if you don't have those things right now or you don't have time, that is okay. Please do this at home before December 1st, and please have at least one parent complete this before December 1st. If you do not live with parents, then you may not need a parent ID. There are some situations where we don't have a parent involved in this process. Okay, so thank you all. I'm going to pop back to the lesson. Please use these resources and complete your ID right now if you have time. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Have a great day.